Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about how the most productive people schedule out their days. Did you know that 40% of the time we spend working is actually unproductive? I'm a strong believer in watching and learning from what successful people do. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're in your business or not. Successful people are successful because of the things that they do. And I believe that success leaves clues. And if we watch what the successful people are doing, we can learn a lot from them. So when you look at what the successful people do, they generally follow a routine and they have found their habits and strategies to get more done in less time. So most highly successful people have a solid morning routine. I mean, morning routines vary from person to person, but I have some examples here of how some of the most successful people in the world spend their mornings. So Elon Musk, he spends 30 minutes going through critical emails, grabs a cup of coffee, showers, and then heads into the office. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't wake up too early, my kind of guy. But when he does wake up, his routine involves working out or running, eating breakfast, getting dressed, and heading over to Facebook headquarters. When Oprah wakes up, she brushes her teeth, she walks her dogs, works out, meditates, eats a healthy breakfast, and goes over her schedule for the day. Hi, Patty. Good to see you. So Richard Branson, he gets up at 5 a.m., gets in some cardio through tennis or running, and eats breakfast with his family. Then he checks his emails and reads the news. Tony Robbins doesn't have a set wake up time, but when he does, he gets up and he jumps into a pool or a cryotherapy tank. That man is literally crazy, right? I mean, he then practices mindfulness and consumes a protein heavy breakfast. Jeff Bezos doesn't rely on alarm clocks. After he wakes up naturally, he has his breakfast with his wife and blocks out his schedule. So, as you can see, there's no exact morning ritual that productive people follow. It's all about starting your day on the right foot. But if you're looking to create your own morning routine, I have a couple of ideas to help get you started. So, first one, wake up before everyone else. This gives you a chance to read email, read, write, meditate, or plan out your day without really being distracted. Exercise, meditate, and eat healthy. This should be common sense, right? But lying in bed and eating donuts won't give you the energy to make it through the day. Might be fun once in a while, but set goals for the day. You know, there's a book called The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People, and it says people who construct their goals in concrete terms are 50% more likely to feel confident that they're going to attain their goals and 32% more likely to feel in control of their lives. That's pretty powerful, right? The next one, review your calendar. This way you know what to expect for the day. Also, it ensures that you can address any scheduling conflicts before it's too late. I generally do that the night before. I look at my calendar real quickly before I go to bed. For one thing, it makes me, if I have to get up early or something, I need to know that before I wake up, because I wake up when I'm done sleeping too. But, also spend some time doing something you love. I mean, this could be eating breakfast or walking your dog or working on a hobby. And the thing that you love, I mean, also puts things into perspective and it puts you in a good mood, right? Um, One thing too, focus on three big tasks for the day, starting with the most important one that you really need to get done first. So if you're constantly putting out fires or working on smaller tasks all day, you're not going to be able to ever get to work on the larger goals, the ones that are going to make the most difference, right? So whether you do this the night before or in the morning, list your three big and most important tasks for the day. These should be at the very top of your to-do list. They're the most important things. And you should base your schedule around these three tasks and eliminate all distractions. So, for example, let's say you block out from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. in your calendar to work on your first big task. And then you turn off your phone and all notifications from email or social media. If you don't have an office with a door, put on a pair of noise canceling headphones. Or maybe you might want to work somewhere else, like a coffee shop, but somewhere where you can work undistracted, right? And just get that done. Work for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is going to take to get that most important task done. Then once that you've accomplished that, if you want, you can take the middle of the day off. Some of the world's most productive people plan their work schedules and around when they're most productive. That means that if you're a night owl, then waking up at dawn might not be right for you, obviously, right? If you get more done at night, if that's your time when you're at your best, then that's when you want to schedule your work, right? But since most people are more productive in the morning, specifically a couple of hours after they've woke up, it's not a bad idea to get your most important thing done in the morning and then take the middle of the day off. Evan Williams, who's the co-founder of Twitter, he works out in the middle of the day. He says, I used to go to the gym first thing in the morning. Exercise is, of course, great for energy levels, and I believe it makes me more productive no matter what. But energy and focus naturally ebb and flow throughout the day. My focus is usually great first thing in the morning, so going to the gym first is a trade-off of very productive time. Instead, I've started going mid-morning or late afternoon, especially on days that I work late. It feels weird at first to leave the office in the middle of the day, but total time spent is nearly the same with higher energy and focus across the board. Makes sense though, doesn't it? I mean, that's pretty powerful. It makes sense. So he gets up and he goes to work and he does his most important thing first, and then he comes back when he's after he's finished his most important thing, and maybe his energy levels are dumping. That's when he goes to work out. That makes sense. Thanks to our natural circadian rhythm, we all tend to experience afternoon brain fog. So instead of trying to fight it, maybe grab a snack or do some exercise or even take a power nap if possible. And then review your goals and the progress that you've already made so far. And this can give you the motivation to get through the rest of the day. So now you should have more energy and you can tackle the next task on your list and so on, right? Have you ever wondered why Mark Zuckerberg, Barack Obama, and Steve Jobs always wear the same outfits? It's not because they're lazy or they don't have fashion sense. It's just that they simply reserve their mental energy. It turns out that as the day goes on, the ability to make smart decisions decreases because we get worn down, right? So by making fewer decisions on something like what you're going to wear, productive people are preventing that decision fatigue. Highly successful people avoid decision fatigue by automating and streamlining as many non-essential decisions as possible. Then they don't have to think about them. It's just something that they know, but this is what they're going to do, right? So that could be, laying out your clothes before you go to bed, or making all of your meals on Sunday, doing meal prep, one day a week for the whole week, or using calendar software to automatically schedule meetings. Those kinds of things can be automated and can take a lot of the decision making off of your plate, right? And then that leaves you free to make better decisions when you're ready to do that. Another thing, try not to multitask, because you're not really multitasking. What you're doing is you're switching your attention between two tasks. You're not giving 100% of your focus to each one. In fact, the University of Michigan found that productivity decreases by 40% when people attempted to do two or more things at once. So instead of multitasking, try batching. This is where you group similar tasks together and work on them during a chunk of time. So for example, this could be like making all of your phone calls in an hour, like block of time, right? Or cranking out all of your content in the same afternoon if you're writing blog posts or you're creating content or you're doing social media posts that you're scheduling out. You can crank them all out in like one afternoon during the week, right? And so you're chunking your time rather batching it. So yeah. So I know there's a lot more you can do to schedule your day, but this is going on a little longer than I wanted. So now I'd love to hear from you. I bet you also have ideas about how to manage your day and how to get the most out of your day. So please share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. Anyway, thank you, Patty, for being live with me today, and anyone else who might be live who just hasn't commented, and anyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate you. So go out there and have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.